when you really look at Kenny Florian's career, and I've told the story a million times, I won't say it again, but I found him in Boston, and he had, what was his record? 1-0, 1-1, something like that. He had a couple fights, and he came into the opening fight with 185 pounds and made it in the finale. And then, I mean, look at the career he's had in all the different weight classes. And it's funny because as the thing has grown, he's kind of grown with it and had to bounce around to wherever it fit. We did 185, so he came in at 85. Then he went down, would you go from there, 70? And there was no 55-pound division, so when that opened, he went to 55. Now this division opened, you know, when we had a 125 division, let's see what happens. But yeah, it's been an incredible career. It just goes to show how talented he really is to be able to fight in all those different weight classes. If you look, even at some of the greatest fighters who've ever fought, like BJ and some of these other guys who wanted to bounce through all these weight divisions, nobody has ever done it like Kenny Florian has. That's a big fight. This kid's a great fighter. I told you, he's got a record of like 16-1. He's just coming off a win over Mike Brown. You know, this is a big fight for both guys. Obviously, Kenny's first fight at 45. He wants to win this fight and work his way up the division. And if he can beat Kenny, it's going to be big.
You know, it is. It's been. I think you got to do the work before you really get on fight week, and that's something I've been doing. So I tell you what, I thought it would be a lot harder, and it hasn't. It's actually gone very smoothly, and everything's on schedule.
You talked about the lifestyle changes you had to make a long time out in order to make it feasible. Does that make you think about how long you really want to stay at this weight class and doing that many lifestyle changes?
I really haven't looked that far ahead. I've just been looking at this fight, you know. I do know that this has been the hardest I've ever trained for a fight, and the best training camp I've ever had. And, you know, just looking at Diego Nunez right now, that's what's important.
This question is for Ken Flo. We do understand that many fighters come from terrific struggles financially and tough backgrounds in their lives as they're growing up. You conversely have come from a relatively privileged background. Can you explain to us the dynamic? Where does your drive come from?
Yeah, you know, my father was a very hardworking guy. My mom was very hardworking. I'm one of 6 kids. My dad was a doctor, but nothing was ever handed to him. You know, he came from Peru. Both my parents are from Peru, and they wanted to make a better life for themselves, and never made excuses and just worked hard to get what they wanted. And when it came to their kids, they didn't hand anything to us either. If we wanted to go get it, we wanted to go to the movies and get money, then what are you doing here? Go work, go do it. You know, they didn't hand us fish, they taught us how to fish. And you know, my dad, the big thing was, as a Peruvian American, you know, coming to this country, he said he had to work twice as hard as everybody, and that's one thing he instilled on us was you got to outwork everybody. And there's always going to be someone better than you, but there's no reason why they should outwork you.
For Kenny and Diego, is that the #1 contender fight? I know Kenny.
Kenny, it's a good question. Kenny is a good question. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Finished in the right way?
We'll see what happens. What are you, Kenny's agent?